thing. Whenever I wear my wigs, I don't really get complimented like that in public. I'll get compliments on the internet from other girls who like to wear wigs and other girls who like to straighten their hair and other girls who fall under like the aesthetic of I'm that girl and I'm popular and I'm this and that. Like, I feel like other black women who believe in the wig culture will comment under my pics and be like, girl, you're killing it or whatever. But in reality, I don't get complimented on the street day to day if I'm wearing a wig at all. I don't feel like I'm even that pretty to people. I just feel like I blend into the crowd of other black women who are escaping who they are. All right. And I say this because I love you and I'm going to be honest because I'm not just talking to you behind this camera. I'm talking to me.
Hello guys, it's Julie here, and what was that Beyonce said? Face card never declines, my gosh. Or at this point, hair card. I don't know what it is about these apps these days, but I'm kind of freaked out, okay? Not only are the ads getting very specific and targeted, like hello, you don't have to keep shoving that loungewear I just eyed in that store yesterday in my face all day. Like, I didn't even talk about it, I just looked at it with longing. Why am I getting ads for it now? And now it's like they're literally in our heads, listening. Anyway, something pleasant happened to me while I was out and about while wearing my fro, and I was still basking in the euphoria. And I came on Instagram when I got home, and the very first video I see is this one right here.
So I saw this video where this lady was like talking about like blonde privileges, and then the comments is like, what is the equivalent of this for black women? And then the comments was like braids. I was like, that's not quite it, because braids privileges are here, Afro privileges are top tier, like here. And then because the experiences that she was describing, I kind of had similar experiences where like on 3 separate accounts I like knocked into people. Twice I got away with it because I like those times I had my afros. When I got out of the car, the guys was like, oh, your hair is so beautiful, oh my gosh, da 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 da. I was like, I low-key knocked into you, the first thing you're telling me is my hair is beautiful, but okay. And then they like let me go. They were like, it's fine, you can go. And then this other time I had braids, and this guy was like, you need to follow me to the garage, I need to get my car examined. I was like, I do not like this experience at all. I don't like it here, I don't like it. Like, you get, like, I had braids and I had to follow him to the garage. Like, I also got away with it, but like I had to follow him to the garage, you know. And then this other time I was in the store, this lady came up to me. She was talking about the 80s, how like I reminded her of the 80s, the dance, the disco, the this and that. And then I got to the pay point, and then she like followed me and she paid for my groceries. So it's like, it's not just compliment, it's like you're getting people to do things for you, like action wise, like behave differently. So it's just like, wear your afro out more, life might just be a little bit easier.
Yes, I follow this girl. Yes, I always see her videos on my feed, but damn, I was a little like, am I safe? But this video made me smile because I can so relate, and it's nice just seeing good content about 4C hair when it seems like all you hear is complain and tales of woes and struggle. Like, it's the hair that grows out of your head. Get over it. I don't want to even go down this road again, but what the hell is this idea that I've noticed is quite prevalent in the Black American community, that only white people can love you or will look your way if your hair isn't quote unquote perfect. The more on point a girl's wig is, the more she's assumed to only date black men. If the wig isn't snatched and laid and slayed, then she's a white man magnet. I saw this tweet of this selfie of Frank Ocean, and the comments were a disgrace. So this photo of Frank Ocean was posted, and here goes this guy, and he says, oh yeah, it definitely only dates them, implying, you know, that Frank Ocean only dates white people because he's wearing his natural hair in that state. And then you can see other comments that go, oh, they all got that look. You know, they'll try to be condescending and say some snarky, slick shit out the side of their mouths. And you have other people agreeing with stuff like this. And their posts usually go viral. That's the crazy part. And this guy, you can see him responding, and he's like, oh yeah, it's so dried out and snobby. And somebody's like, they don't care anyway. You know, and somebody says, what is going on with that damn afro? And another person says, it looks like a tumbleweed. This is still the same guy that posts. The guy says it's drier than a Sahara. Another person said it looks like a tumbleweed. Just saying all sort of derogatory and condescending stuff about natural hair. Mind you, this person looks like this. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And you can see a comment that says he needs some curl cream or hair oil. This, wearing your hair like this is what attracts white people in their opinion, but laughing at, bullying, demeaning someone for wearing their natural hair, that's black power right there. That's black excellence. It's so crazy how they always try to flip this. Someone says, I'm glad to see that this is how you guys view 4C hair in its natural state. And here goes this person talking about, oh, so you don't pick your afro out, you don't moisturize it, you just roll out of bed and don't style it at all. First of all, learn how to spell, idiot. So it's very, very telling when you see some of these comments. It kind of does a full circle to where you say that white people are the reason you have all this self-hate and the reason society treats black hair the way it does. But then you expose yourselves when you make it clear that only white people don't seem to mind or care or expect your hair to be quote unquote perfect. Now, you tell me, which set of people are broken? The ones who bully other black people for daring to wear their hair and love their hair without trying to mold it to be socially acceptable, or the people who don't hold you to any sort of perfection and don't demean you for your hair? It's also very ironic how they will still try to spin this and say, well, it's racism and microaggression when the white man likes on slick hair because they don't want us to look our best. I remember seeing this tweet a while back, which was just a mess. So this girl says this about black women who wear hard wig. If you don't know about this soft wig hard life or hard wig soft life rhetoric that's going, so she made this post and she says, I noticed this correlation between white men and black women who don't know how to do their wigs a while ago, and I've yet to figure out what type of racism it is, but it's definitely racist. It's so racist. And her follow-up tweets were even worse. She proceeds to say, I don't like black girls to look as good as possible. I want her to look like her scalp is about to levitate off her head. She must also wear red lipstick that does not suit her undertones or skin color.
What did she say?
More points if she's very skinny with a big head. No shade. I love my bubble heads. I'm just saying. And then she goes on to say, oh, not the hardcore mad. Look, do whatever you want to get whoever you want. All I'm saying is, I notice that the only time a certain demographic wants me is when I'm looking rough. And I wonder why that is. There's just a lot of layers to how stupid that tweet was. It's a very stupid tweet, but it's this type of, the point is there is this mental gymnastics that is done because you have them claim that it's a form of racism and microaggression when white people don't seem to mind that your hair doesn't look laid and slayed like they require your hair to be. I mean, by they, I mean these people who picked in high school. They will tell you that it's a form of racism. And then on the other hand, they will hold you to this type of standard where your hair cannot look the way it's supposed to be in its natural state. No, your hair has to be curled and slayed and permed and held down with glue and gum and texture changing creams just so you can be acceptable to them. That's the only way they won't accuse you of having dry, crunchy, hard hair when your hair has been altered to look like anything but what it's supposed to look like in its natural state. Anything but what its actual texture is. You're the same person bullying someone for having 4C hair. Now you want to play the victim. You believe your lace is invisible and you bully the girl with the leave out, and now you think the reason she's dating a white person is because she hates herself. You are the only one that wishes the lace front with the crusty glue is growing out of your actual head. Ugh, don't even get me started. But it's really, really nice to see positive treatment and representation for natural hair, especially 4C. It can be draining hearing only the negatives. See the good side, the compliments, the awe, the preferential treatment. These are real as well. They happen. I've experienced it. So it's nice to focus on that instead of the negatives. Go where people appreciate and accept. If the beauty standards suck in your friend group, ditch them and make new friends. So let's talk about the upsides of wearing an afro and how to achieve pretty privilege with your afro. Afro treatment is still adjacent to pretty privilege because they both stem from people treating you well or better because they like how you present visually. It happens to me and I don't feel bad about it. When you have people treating you badly or talking crazy to you because they perceive your natural hair as something Bad. It's a nice break when people actually go out of their way to treat you well because they're in love with your hair. So there is pretty privilege and then there is Afro privilege. I know this. I've been on the receiving end of both. I can tell the difference. And let me tell you, I love it. And if you think that's conceited, that's honestly your family problem. Can't help you there. Sorry.
Everyone talks about blonde hair privilege, but why does no one talk about Afro hair privilege? Because tell me why, whenever I wear my Afro, I am already expecting the overwhelming amount of compliments, stares, and it's like literally something you have to prepare yourself for because it can be too much. It can literally be too much. But yeah, I still love my Afro though, so.
Afro privilege is so special. Let me tell you, it's one thing to have things done for you because you're pretty, and it's another to just be borderline adored and respected because people like your hair. I think people are often thrown in a state of awe and pride. Remember in my last video where I said that Afro is for royalty, and if you don't like it, it's because you're a peasant? Yeah, I meant that shit. You get a sense that they feel this sense of reverence when they see a big fluffy afro. I call my afro my superpower hair. When I wear it out, I expect to get compliments throughout the day. I'm just used to it now. It's so big now, it grabs attention. For me, the compliments and the way they're given when I have my hair just styled versus when it's in a fro just hits different. Like if I have my natural hair in a bun or a puff, I might get second looks like, hey, your hair is cute. But if it's in a big round fro, then people do the double takes and wave at me and try to talk to me and smile and stare and just ask questions. It's very different, which is like low-key sad because why am I a unicorn? It's an afro. We should all have one. We are some melanated folks, yo. Yeah, but that's why I think your afro can be a superpower. It depends on if you're willing to wield such power. I warn you, it can be intoxicating. It can be scary. You might get tired of being the center of attention. Whenever I'm in doubt, I just wear a fro. If I start to feel shy in public, it kind of hides me. So, double win. I think it's such a compelling and regal hairstyle. When you have an afro, you just have to act like the queen you are, and you get treated like one. Can you imagine fighting while you have a big, graceful afro? Like, what? First of all, there will be a lot of knots in your hair and plenty of breakage, possibly bald spots. And second, you go from queen to peasant real fast. At least put it in a bun or wear a hat if you must fight. You look stupid fighting, but at least you won't taint the honor and class of a classic afro. But my point is, like that first video said, afro is a black girl's blonde privilege. And I'm not going to lie to you, okay? I won't. I want to say that length don't matter when it comes to this, but it does. Size does too. Fros of all sizes are beautiful, don't get me wrong. But because the bigger ones are usually much more attention grabbing, especially when it's super round and fluffy, it is going to draw people to you because it's such a beauty and a sight to behold. That's why I think learning to care for your hair, to grow it, and at least have your Afro card in your pocket for emergency purposes, like an annex card, is crucial for nearly a black girl. There are plenty of videos to show how to form a fro. For me, I make sure my hair is stretched when I do this style. That's what keeps it fluffy and bouncy through the day. And stretching can be done with heat or without heat. Many prefer without heat because it's much safer. Many do it with heat because it's much quicker. It depends on which route you're willing to go. For me, I use the African threading method like the girl on screen is doing because it provides me maximum stretch with lots of fluff and volume. And it's safe. Now, in my video where I talk of elegant natural hairstyles, I talk about why stretching your hair should be a part of your routine. You can watch that video to learn why. But incorporating stretching into your routine is very beneficial for your hair and is the best way to grow your hair. As much as I love my natural texture, I definitely see the difference when I keep it stretched versus when I leave it in its natural state. Now, let's talk about 3 ways to maximize your Afro privilege. First step, your Afro. Duh. Your aesthetic. Your personality. Now let's break it down. Other than just wearing your Afro out, another way to tap into your Afro privilege is your general aesthetic. So of course, the way you dress. You see all this talk of natural hair is my low budget style, blah, blah, blah. Not for me. I always say, if I pull out the fro to come see you for the first time, I like you. I'm trying to make an impression. I'm trying to amp up my charm to a 10. And guess who won't be able to resist it? You. You. So when we're talking about your aesthetic, it's the way you dress, your makeup, and also the way you smell. You don't even have to do too much or go overboard with anything. Like, hello, your hair is already the main character, but just looking put together and cute is going to get you the preferential treatment you are owed. The third key is your personality, the way people perceive you, OMG, the way you carry yourself, your aura, your essence. Do you want to be seen as offstandish, approachable, intimidating, mysterious, inviting? It's all in your aura, your essence, your personality. Your personality can attract and make you the belle of the ball. Many people find it uncomfortable, but holding people's gaze is a way to get them to trust you and like you in a short time. Smiling when you talk to a stranger, when you're someplace where you might need to have something done for you, and looking in their eyes can help people relax around you. By looking in their eyes, I don't mean the Joe Goldberg way. Oh, please, blink, please. For the love of God, blink. Many people are socially awkward. It's fine. Seamless socialization is something practiced and learned for many people. There is no shame in the game. We're not all born naturals. But a sure way to loosen up with someone is to relax. Many times we shy away from looking people in the eyes because there is something so intense, personal, and intimate about it. And it can get uncomfortable and awkward real fast. I mean, they do say that the eyes are the window to the soul. You don't have to look them in the eye all through the conversation, okay? Let's not get creepy. But there is a seamless, natural way that ensures trust and likability when you do hold someone's gaze. People want to be nice to you when you're pretty. People want to be nicer to you when they perceive you as nice. People will go out of their way to be nice to you when they think you care. These are the pillars of getting help or princess treatment. So you want to, number one, look good, which is the way that you dress and have your hair done and carry yourself, and also smell. You need to find a perfume that embodies you. Smell good all the time, right? And you also want to, two, exude kindness. It can be as simple as just asking if someone is having a good day and just giving them a sincere smile, or holding the door for them and asking after their kids, or holding their gaze and listening while they speak. But trust, it will get people to find you likable. Three, now it can't be Afro Privilege if you're not wearing a fro. Hello, your fro won't be quote unquote perfect the first time you wear it. You might not feel all the way confident if you haven't worn your hair like that before. I remember when I had a baby fro and I would think it looked awkward to wear it out, and I'd go out with it and all I'd get is compliments and, oh, is that your real hair? It's so nice, it's so pretty. Now I'm a pro at it. I recognize that it's my superpower and it's my pretty privilege, and I use it, and I'm not afraid, and I'm not shy. Okay, so yes, these are ways I think you can tap into your hair privilege. Ignore the naysayers. They are miserable, pathetic, and self-hating anyways. Who cares what they think? Go where you're appreciated. Oh my god, it's tiring to always talk about the negative comments and issues. So today I want you to get in the comments and share if you've ever experienced the equivalent of blonde girl privilege, and talk about your positive Afro privilege or your Afro experiences. I can't wait to read your comments. But yeah, that's all. That's going to be all for this video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. See you in my next one. Bye.